I've been getting so many messages about people asking me, should I come to Mexico? I booked a vacation. You're seeing what's going on here in Mexico. Honestly, guys, don't come because there are people right now that are suffering. And honestly, who knows what's gonna happen? So right now, your vacation can wait. This isn't happening in every single place in Mexico, but the thing is, the head leader of the #1 organized crime group in Mexico just died. And that should alarm you because a lot of people are pissed. This is so much bigger than your vacation problems.
Hi there and welcome to my channel. If you are new to this space, kindly subscribe, like the video, and you leave your sweet comment down below. Let's have a conversation. So Mexico right now, if you are planning to go, please cancel that. Don't go to Mexico for now, because what is happening in Mexico, a cartel gang leader has been killed, and after he was killed, the members of the cartel has come out to the streets and they are creating a lot of chaos. People who have gone to Mexico to visit as tourists, they are stranded in airports, some are stranded in hotels. To go out, it's not easy. They're wondering how they are going to come out of Mexico. So if you have loved ones who have gone to visit Mexico, maybe for tourism or just to visit, you can check on them so that you can know how they are doing. And if you are from Mexico, people, you have family members from Mexico, you can kindly at least check on how they are doing, because right now people, they are burning cars are being burned, there is smoke everywhere, there is chaos everywhere in Mexico. So as it's going on, people are very afraid, they don't know what to do, and everybody is kind of stranded, because people who would like to leave the country, they cannot leave. People who like even to go outside, they cannot go. And even if you are feeling sick, it's not easy for you, because to visit hospitals is not easy, because everywhere now is not okay at all. So I've put more clips so that you can watch, and I would like to give credit to the original of these clips. Later, I'll come back for more commentary.
There was a wedding here at the resorts, and we've heard a lot of like loud noises, and we just assumed it was fireworks. And we started seeing the black smoke everywhere and smelling it.
But then it was like, you turn around, there was a pot of smoke. Then we turned around, there was and then the entire sky got black, and you could smell like oil, like something like that. So we're like, what is happening? Yesterday, for example, we had two friends that were supposed to get to the airport. They were leaving and their flights were canceled. But even if the flights weren't canceled, the roads, like there's fires, there's blockages, there's cartel shootings and everything happened that they wouldn't have been able to get to the airport. So my concern now is, okay, even if the airport is open, are we going to be able to get to the airport safely?
There's thousands of us here who are Canadians, right? Plus Americans, who now have this backlog of travel. So when are we going to get on the next plane? And how is that going to actually look? And even if the airport is open, how are we going to get to the airport, right?
Hopefully, I'm praying that I can get out.
For nearly a week, Hansel Alfonso took in the sights of Puerto Vallarta, Mexico with friends. Then Sunday, they awoke to uncertainty and fear as businesses started to close and parts of the city burned.
From the rooftop, that the other parts of the city were up in flames, and then suddenly we started to see buildings that were close to us getting burned and cars on fire. So that's when it got really scary to see. And we saw 2 military tanks like down the street.
Alfonso is sheltering in place at the Airbnb he and his friends rented. But with limited food and water, he says they are forced to venture out. Other tourists are having to do the same, leading to lines in the street for what little food is available. He described a frightening moment Sunday when they finally made it to a market down the street.
It was really scary. The power went out while we were in there. That was scary to think that maybe the cartel could even have power over like the electrical grid, you know.
Alfonso shared with us that he broke down with the realization of how tenuous the situation is.
Like 2 blocks away or closer, the cars being blown up. You can tell that they're close by.
He has since calmed down and is focused on his safety.
Hey, what's up, America? Horrifying update about the Mexican cartel war as they're now hunting down Americans. So we're getting word that cartel members are starting to try to hunt down American tourists in tourist areas like Puerto Vallarta and Guadalajara. We've also heard that Cancun has ordered people to shelter in place, and it's very difficult, if not impossible, to now flee Mexico. People that are stranded in the tourist areas are now being gouged by the resorts and basically being robbed. And there's open gun battles taking place all over the country as this seems to be spreading uncontrollably. Now, President Donald Trump has offered to bring in the United States military to take out the cartels once and for all. No actual word from the Mexican president yet. I'm hoping the president of Mexico will say, yes, let's send in the Marines, and then we can take out the Sicario problem. Nevertheless, cartel violence is starting to spread. I'll show you a video here on TikTok and YouTube coming up because it's getting very dicey down there. There were 14 killed, unknown amounts right now because gun battles are taking place between cartels, the National Guard, and the military and police right now. There is some word that tourists are being caught up in this. Not any word if people have been kidnapped, but that's kind of what we're hearing, and maybe some extorted, killed, and robbed. But I have heard multiple sources say that American tourists are being hunted down. So get the fuck out of Mexico if possible.
Mexico is literally going through hell right now. Why? Because the Mexican forces had killed El Mencho. He's a cartel leader. He was the head of a Jalisco cartel. And now they're running hell on Mexico. Literally, people are trapped at the airports. They cannot leave. They're shooting up the airports. They're shooting up restaurants. They're literally setting fires to buildings. They're setting fires to cars. People cannot leave their homes. People cannot get to the hospital. Like, there are so many stories about people getting sick or getting shot or dying, and they literally cannot get to the hospital because they blocked off the roads. Because people are literally setting the towns on fire. So crazy how all of the innocent people are literally in the crossfire of everything that's going on. And I don't even know, like, everything that's going on. Like, there's so many stories about what happened, how it happened, when it happened. Trump supposedly is getting involved because right now they're literally burning and shooting, and there's so many people and kids running through the streets trying to get home. They can't because they're shooting up the neighborhoods and everything like that. It is so bad, y'all. Like, if you have any family in Mexico, I'm really sorry. I literally hope you get in contact with them. I see so many videos from Mexico right now. Fires are happening. Buildings are burning down. People are getting taken. People are getting on the street. Like, it's bad.
We've been coming down here for almost 20 years, and we've always told people to come down and check it out because you always feel safe here. We've never, ever not felt safe. And today was the first day as we left the hotel to go have breakfast and saw all the craziness going on and the violence and the smoke that we were actually terrified. And we saw the people running down the streets, running from the flames and stuff and the fire. And we ran back to the hotel, and then that's when they got the shelter in order place. And we've been here all day. And we're staying at Hotel Eloise, and there's no restaurant or bar or anything here. So we've all been here without anything all day. And the staff has been great, running and grabbing stuff and bringing us some snacks and some water and stuff. But it's been pretty scary, as you can see from the videos and pictures I shared, that blocks away is where all of it's happening, and all the Oxos, they burnt down all of the little Oxos. So there's been little fires and stuff all over the city around us where it's normally fun and nice, and people walking around, and all the little local restaurants and all the locals being locked up and hidden with us too. And there's a few homeless people that were brought into this hotel they allowed in so that they had some place to go too. So it's been quite surreal knowing this warm, wonderful place that we come to visit a couple times a year is in lockdown, and just terrifying for all the people.
It's not possible to get out right now because first, we're not allowed to leave the resort under any circumstance. So we're locked down in the resort. And even if we went out on the streets, the cartel would stop us and force us to get out of the car and light the car on fire. So the whole city is under lockdown. No one is going out because everyone is scared of getting stopped by the cartel. It is definitely really scary. I hope that it ends soon. This is supposed to be like a vacation, a sanctuary where everything is peaceful, and then now it's like I'm currently in a war zone. they're lighting buses on fire, so there are explosions. And yeah, I saw 5 of them from my room yesterday, and it's still really smoky. Like my eyes burn when I go outside, and it smells very smoky. Like the first thing in the morning, I opened the door and it was like an immediate rush of smoke. I do feel like more of a target knowing that we are involved. And I feel like the cartel is a little angry that the US is involved. So I'm scared that I'm going to be targeted more. I think that we should have been warned in some sort of way, or at least they could have put out a travel advisory to not travel to Mexico during this time if they knew they were going to do something like this.
If you're an American in Mexico, you need to understand something. If they are destroying gas stations and cars and buses and things like that, it's for a reason. The very first thing that they're destroying is your ability to move. And so I know there's a lot of people making jokes and saying, oh, well, it's okay. They're just destroying gas stations and people fleeing. There's a purpose behind this. You see, they know you're locked down. They know that you are going to be stuck inside buildings and houses. And this is actually not the message that I want to tell you, but I want you to understand something. If they're destroying gas stations and they're destroying vehicles, that is a very bad thing. And Trump will need to get involved. And this will be something where, the president of Mexico is pretty much useless at this point. And honestly, right now, she's probably hiding. There is no way in heck that she is going to go out and actually give press conferences. As a matter of fact, she said, well, this is not the time to go to war with the cartels. Guess what? You're already in a war. And, it's only going to get worse. So just keep in mind, if you see them destroying your freedom of movement, that's because they like hostages. And this is a very serious message. I don't really know. There's a lot of people that probably wouldn't even think this or say this, but I'm saying it because there's a very serious situation right now. And if you're an American in Mexico, you're not safe, my friends. This is really bad. This is not positive news. There's no comedy in this. This is fucking bad.
So I'm in Mexico right now, and I'm about ready to go home and see my baby. We've been here for almost a week. And with everything going on with the cartels yesterday, I just want to go home. And I think I'm going to take a big break from coming to Mexico because I think things are getting too out of hand now. There's always an issue. You can't travel here. You can't leave the resort. You can't do anything. Our tour guide was worried yesterday when we were in Tulum. So I think it's time to pick another country to go on vacation. And it sucks because Mexico is beautiful. And I think this is really going to hurt tourism with all the stuff that's going on here. The cartels run everything, the police, the country, and it's just it's not safe anymore. And it's super unfortunate because I feel like this country needs the tourism in order to keep this country running. But this is only getting worse, and it's not going to get better. It's just going to keep going downhill. Don't get me wrong, the people in the resorts are wonderful, and they're doing everything that they can to make us feel safe and comfortable while everyone waits to leave. But you shouldn't have to feel like that when you're on vacation. You shouldn't have to feel worried about leaving your resort to go on an excursion and then halfway through the excursion being told, let's not leave the resort again. We canceled our other 2 excursions because I'm like, it's not worth it. It's not worth our van getting targeted when we're on the road because they're blowing up cars all over the place. As far as 15 minutes away from us, they blew up a family in the car. So it's not worth it. Our tour guide actually also mentioned too that the hotels pay the cartel. Like the resorts pay the cartel I don't know details, but to keep us safe and or like protected. So they wouldn't really come onto the resort, but when you're driving, it's free game. So I don't want to vacation like this. I'd rather go to a country that I feel safe in and don't have to worry about this.
I want to show some of the video that you shared with us, your first morning on vacation. And I know you and your wife, you get a chance to, get away together from the kids. You wake up to this, cars on fire right outside your balcony, all that honking that you hear. I mean, gosh, what went through your head when you saw this?
Well, there was definitely a lot of confusion, a lot of not understanding what was going on. And like what was said earlier about hearing all kinds of rumors about what possibly could be happening, but not really knowing what's going on, and just to wake up to smoke coming into your building and you not knowing what's going on, and cars just on fire. It definitely looked like a war zone out there.
I mean, it's terrifying. I mean, I know you had the video of then the burned out cars after the flames and some of them went down. And I know that someone near your Airbnb saw the moment that the cars were set on fire, I guess as cartel members or whoever was doing that. I mean, what did they tell you they saw?
Yeah, so what happened, and she showed me the video. We had to evacuate just because there was a tanker that was on fire, and we thought that it was going to burn the building down, and so we had to evacuate for a little while. And she was showing me the video, and there was literally Cartel telling people to get out of the vehicle. So they would stop the vehicle as it was in the middle of the road. They would tell the people to get out. So in this particular vehicle, there was 4 people that were in there. They told them to get out of the vehicle, and then they were throwing the gas into the vehicle and then setting it on fire just right below us.
Mexico earned billions of dollars through tourism, and what is happening right now in Mexico is going to affect the country a lot, and people are going to suffer through this. You see, when cartels go to the street and threaten people, burning cars, there is smoke everywhere, no one can go to such country where you can see. Of course, you have to think about your safety first. So there is no way people will be going to Mexico right now because they have to think of their safety first. So this is a big blow to Mexico, and I hope this will be resolved very soon, that everything will go on well. It's a beautiful country. Mexico is a very beautiful country. People go there for tourism. The weather is nice, so they want to visit. They want to see what is happening in Mexico. They want to see the beauty of the country. People are very nice, nice food. That's the reason why people love going to Mexico. Now this happening, people first of all think twice before going to Mexico, making arrangement. They have to think of their safety first. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you are new to this space, kindly subscribe, like the video, and you leave your sweet comment down below. Let's have a conversation. See you on the next one.